All right, guys, we are now live on YouTube. So this is our pre-market show on YouTube. We're going to be going over my trades and what's hitting our scanners. These are trade idea scanners. This is what I use to find the value in the market. And from there, I pull it up on our charts, use our indicators to aid in entry and exit. A couple nice wins this morning. I am green on the day.
Major red flag spotted.
Holding that profit. OBIO, 415 highs. Watching OBIO here for a possible trade. Hitting highs 415. Following news this morning. News is in chat for OBIO.
OBIO.
And testing highs around 415 at this time. We'll share the link for our YouTube live stream, and you guys feel free to share this with anyone who is interested in really just seeing our approach and how we navigate through low float trading. We specialize in low float momentum trading, so we'll find these tickers very quickly and then start to execute our strategy from there. So we'll break that down. Sharing the link now in chat.
West-northwest.
All right, guys, link is in chat. Feel free to share that link. Link is in chat. We'll share this in our free chat as well. And again, just we'll be going over my my trades. This is not for for buy and sell alerts. I will be going over my trades. I will be going over when I buy and when I sell.
OBIO.
However, we try to advocate education here. We try to advocate
OBIO.
understanding the why behind the trade. So that's why we spend so much time
OBIO.
Gels.
here live, but
OBIO.
also on our website, bullishboblive.com. We have a lot of resources on there on how to learn low float momentum trading. So something that's really important. OBIO is on watch here for possible trade, hitting resistance, seeing a pivot zone resistance at 415 on our 1-minute Bullish Pivot Pro. This is the indicator that I use most often for my entries and typically my exit as well. OBIO watching here, testing resistance 415.
West-northwest.
Major red flag spotted.
WNW, nice wins this morning for our team on WNW and locked in my profit. I am red on GELS. Crazy to say that too, because GELS is currently up 400%. It was up 500% when I was trading it. Gave it a small chance, gave it a lotto there. I mentioned to our team early this morning that it was going to be very high risk. The reason for it, well, when I woke up, it was already up 500%. So that's a major part of it. So the fact that it was
OBIO.
already
OBIO.
doesn't help.
OBIO.
OBIO on watch here for possible trade.
OBIO. OBIO. OBIO.
Very high risk.
OBIO.
Take a small lotto in OBIO, small size. We start to pull back under 390. I will cut, just giving a small lotto here on OBIO. 390 is my cutoff. We'll start taking profit. Break of highs 427, or we'll stop out. Just a do or die lotto here. Very high risk, guys. Trading smaller size to mitigate risk using my cushion from this morning. OBIO holding my position. We start to pull back under $4 is room for concern. Would like to see us stay above 390. Anything under 390 I will cut. Holding a small lotto. OBIO testing highs around 427.
OBIO.
And finger the sell hotkey. This is extended. Doesn't mean it won't continue. But
OBIO.
Risk seeing those conditions. OBIO holding. And finger the sell hotkey here. Still holding OBIO, not in love with the setup, but going to hold this lotto, do or die lotto. Under 395, I will cut, no exceptions. 395 is now my cutoff, so moving that up a little bit. 395 is my cutoff. We'll give this a little bit of room here, but don't want to oversize on this lower quality type of setup. OBIO is a lower quality type setup until we get over recent resistance. Finger on the sell hotkey. If we start to come under $4, there's room for concern. Under 390, I will cut, no exceptions. That's OBIO. Under 390, I will cut, no exceptions. Finger on the sell hotkey here for OBIO, testing around our $4 mark. Anything under 4 and 390, I will cut. At this point, under 395, I will cut my position, no exceptions. That's OBIO, holding a small lotto here. And don't want to add to this position either, guys. This, again, is a do or die lotto. That means it either happens or it doesn't. Something I'm willing to lose on and something that is not a full-size type of trade. The reason for it is the red flags that we're seeing. Holding OBIO for a possible continuation here. 427 is the high. And getting a pop. OBIO still holding, looking for a break of highs to take some profit. We'll see if we can get there. Otherwise, we'll stop out if we start.
OBIO, OBIO,
Don't want to add aggressive here. This is high risk.
OBIO, OBIO,
OBIO holding a small size. We start to pull back under $4. I will cut. $4 is now my cutoff.
OBIO, OBIO, OBIO,
holding $4 is my cutoff.
OBIO,
SXTC.
We are struggling to get back over 415.
OBIO, OBIO,
Finger on the sell hotkey. Anything under 4 I will cut. That's OBIO. Can always get back in later. And all out for the moment. OBIO, all out for the moment. All out on OBIO. No lotto there. And loss on that trade. OBIO, loss on this trade. Kept it tight. Watching here for a possible trade. OBIO, want to see it over 415. We'll put a note in chat. Want to see it over 415, guys. So 415 acting as resistance. Would like to see it close over on the 1-minute chart. That's OBIO, 415 acting as resistance. Would like to see it back above that resistance before trading. No position for myself at this time. And green on the day, WNW, but a couple red trades mixed in there as well. OBIO red and GELS red. Very small, keeping it tight as these are high risk type of setups. And notes in chat expressing the concerns here. So whenever we see these red flags, that is a concern of mine. That's where I'm starting to adjust my size and stop level. So no position for myself at this time. Alert set. OBIO, want to see it over 415. WNW, want to see it over 267. And GELS, this one's got a ways to go. GELS hit a high this morning of 614. Would like to see it over $6, the whole dollar test, before getting into that one. So we'll sit and wait and be patient and stay disciplined.
OBIO,
Major red flag spotted.
Gels. West-northwest.
And seeing OBIO now pulling back sharply below that $4
West
mark.
northwest.
Happy to be out of the way. WNW is on watch, getting a small pop. WNW, watching for a possible trade on WNW. And if trading a lower quality type setup, I will mitigate risk by trading smaller size. WNW
West
is on watch
northwest,
here.
West northwest, 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 West northwest.
That's WNW, watching here for a possible trade. Ticker WNW, 15 seconds on this candle, watching it close. Close above 267.
West northwest.
And for it to then hold that same level. No position, watching here.
OBIO.
Major red flag spotted.
The high today is 281. So
West northwest.
Into this position, I will be looking for a pop through highs. That's WNW. The high today is 281. So we'll look to start taking profit if our indicators are giving us signals of exhaustion. Watching WNW for a possible trade, testing resistance at 267. And no position for myself at this time, watching WNW for a possible trade. WNW is currently up over 100% from yesterday's close. So at this point, guys, we've got the trade setup that we're looking for a candle to close above that 267 resistance to confirm that level as then support. Right now is acting as resistance. So using our indicators to aid in entry and exit and also help mitigate risk. So important when trading these low float stocks. So for me, guys, WNW risk mitigation will be number one. Close above 267 is the game plan here. That's what I'm looking for a push to $3 and 304. If we can't hold 267, I won't be able to stay in my position. So really just draw a line on the chart there, 267. And again, if we close above, that's bullish. If we close back below, it's bearish. Very simple strategy to follow here. This is the confirmation strategy. WNW
west northwest, west northwest, west northwest, west northwest, northwest, west northwest, west northwest, west northwest, west northwest, west northwest, west northwest,
testing highs,
west northwest, west northwest,
West
northwest, west northwest, west northwest,
and WNW
west northwest,
close
west
over
northwest,
267 yet, so we'll have to wait here. So again, just sticking to the strategy that keeps me consistent. And for me, that means confirmation. Looking for a confirmed candle. Close above 267 is what I'm looking for. Again, we'll then have to hold that level. Struggling to close above 267 resistance. Watching here, WNW. The high today was 281. Ticker WNW is testing resistance. That's WNW testing resistance.
Major red flag
Sharp
spotted.
pullback from our resistance, guys. Again, waiting here and just being patient to our strategy rules is keeping us consistent and helping us dodge a loss. And that's not to say that, you know, WNW is not going to curl back up and close over that 267. So the best thing that I can do is set my alert. I've got the game plan already. All I need now is that candle to close over that 267 paired with volume. So WNW alert set below our key level of 267.
Gels.
Seeing a small pop on ticker GELS, small pop. And the high today was 614 for GELS, getting a small pop here. Was down gapping for a little while there and getting a small curl here. No position for myself. Very high risk type of setup. Doesn't mean that there's not a trade to be had there. Getting a pop. GELS, getting a small pop here, 475.
West
Shells.
Major
northwest.
red flag spotted.
Ticker WNW is pulling back from highs. 281 is the high this morning. 267 resistance. Want to see it close over 267 before getting in. No position for myself at this time. I'm green on the day thanks to WNW, looking for another trade.
OBIO.
GEG Aerospace CEO said tariffs will result in an additional cost for us and our supply chain. Says our spare parts delinquency continues to increase. That's Golf Echo GE. GE shares now at $184, up $5.65 following their report. Company's earnings call going on now. That's Golf Echo.
No position for myself at this time. Our lead gappers are GELS up 398%. WNW is up 92%. OBIO is up 29%. And SXTC is up 29% as well. No position for myself at this time. We've got
Gels.
HOLO on the scanners. HOLO.
SXTC.
HOLO getting a small pop.
SXTC. SXTC.
SXTC getting a pop as well, getting a charts in chat.
SPY new lows.
HOLO charts in chat. SXTC is next. Getting a pop. Microflow SXTC getting a pop. Charts coming in chat now.
Gels.
Major red flag spotted.
SXTC chart is in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine. SXTC showing a 488,000 share float, something to consider. Microflow SXTC.
SXTC.
And Hollow is showing a little bit larger float here. HOLO showing a, that is showing a 3.8 million share float. Disregard that. No position for myself at this time, seeing some low volume pops on SXTC
West Northwest.
and HOLO.
5 minutes
Hold
remaining until
scanner
the
alert.
8 a.m. late prints. Monitor the bid and ask prices closely for the most accurate pricing information.
GE hitting
OBIO.
new highs now, 184.71. Golf Echo during the call. BHC, Bausch Health, says Carl Icahn and affiliates have an economic interest covering about 34% of shares. That's Bravo Hotel Charlie.
Ticker HOLO getting a small pop
BHC,
here.
Bausch
Low
Health
volumes
shares
of
hit a high of
$17. That's
$5.65, now at
HOLO, getting a small pop here.
$5.28.
OBIO. Gels.
Major red flag spotted.
OBIO.
Ticker OBIO getting a small pop. That's OBIO getting a small pop. The high today was 427. Current price is 385. That's ticker OBIO getting a small pop here.
Gels.
We've got under 40 seconds here until 8 a.m. late prints. Keep an eye on the level 2 data or the TradingView charts where you have late prints coming in at 8 a.m. Eastern time. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient for my setup.
West
Major
northwest.
red flag.
OBIO. West northwest. OBIO. OBIO.
Red flag spotted.
OBIO.
We've got late prints coming in, late
TSLA
prints.
new lows.
VLN, Valence Semiconductor, and S-Win Computing
position
partnered
for
to
myself
bring
this time.
a joint MIPI-APHY offering for a China market. That's Victor Lima November.
SXTC.
NVDA.
HNVR, Hanover Bank, announcing conversion.
SXTC.
Major red
to
flag
drive,
spotted.
to
Ticker
Spot.
SPY new
Spot.
highs. Ticker
TSLA.
TSLA new
TSLA.
highs.
TSLA.
announcing core banking system conversion. That's
OCEA.
Hotel November Victor Romeo, HNVR.
LITM.
SLNH, the Luna
LITM,
signs
stock
deal with
moving,
Blockware
LITM
at
getting a
Project
small pop.
Dorothy 2,
That's
expanding
ticker
Bitcoin
LITM.
hosting business. That's Sandy Lima November Hotel.
Setting a chart in chat for LITM. LITM charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine. LITM, penny stock
SLNH.
moving here. Getting a small pop, LITM. No position for myself at this time. I'm seeing news for LITM. We'll share the headline in chat. Headlines in chat for LITM. No position for myself at this time. Seeing a volume pop following that news and hitting highs around 43 cents.
SPY. OCEA.
CRH naming a new CFO, Charlie Romeo Hotel. Disregard CRH. CRH.
Find it first
WIMI.
scanner alert.
Ticker MSGM on the scanners, low volume. MSGM
Getting a
small
pop here,
very
announcing
low
the date
volume,
of
could be
their
late prints. We'll share the chart in chat.
2025 earnings call, May 5th.
Hollow.
That's Charlie
Hollow.
Romeo Hotel.
Hollow.
MSGM.
Hollow. Hollow.
HOLO getting a pop
Hollow.
now. HOLO getting a
Hollow.
pop.
Hollow. Hollow.
That's hollow. HOLO getting a pop now. And
Hollow.
seeing a bullish further trend.
KOPN, Kopin secures $7.5 million
Hollow.
contract for a helmet
Find it first scanner
mounted
alert.
display systems. That's
IBIO getting a
Kilo
pop.
Oscar Pop November.
Hollow.
That's
KOPN.
IBIO getting a pop.
RGTI,
HOLO hitting highs
Spaghetti
at
Wins Innovate
1993.
UK's quantum missions pilot
OCEA.
competition
Ticker
to advance
IBIO getting a chart in chat for
quantum error
IBIO.
correction capabilities. That's Romeo
See
Golf
a small
Tango
pop here.
India, RGTI.
IBIO charts in chat, seeing low volume.
IBIO.
Getting a small pop there. And getting the news in chat. No position for myself. Will remain patient for my setup. News is in chat for IBIO. News is in chat. No position for myself. HOLO will be on watch. This will be high risk. We'll mitigate risk by trading smaller size, or we'll choose to avoid. That's HOLO. No position for myself at this time. Hitting highs at 1993. Would like to see it get back above that 1993 and 2025, seeing a couple of resistance levels on our confirmation support resistance. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient for my setup. Ticker IBIO getting a pop. IBIO getting a pop now following news.
IBIO. IBIO.
That's IBIO.
IBIO.
Getting a pop to new highs.
IBIO.
We'll expect choppy price action. Started under $1.
OCEA.
110 resistance. We have a predetermined resistance on our chart. 110. Next would be 116. No position for myself at this time. IBIO getting a pop to highs. 110. Following news this morning. News is in chat. Charts in chat.
Gels. OCEA.
OCEA, penny stock moving. That's OCEA. Too cheap for me, guys, sitting around 7 cents. That's OCEA, penny stock moving.
Gels.
Ticker OSTX.
Find it for
OSTX.
scanner
OSTX
alert.
on the scanners. That's ticker OSTX. Getting a small pop here with low volume.
Hollow.
OSTX. Volume is picking up. OSTX. OSTX charts in chat. Feel free to compare.
Gels.
West Northwest.
On OSTX. Seeing news. Headlines in chat. OSTX. Headline is in chat for OSTX. Seeing recent highs through 188. We'll expect choppy price action. This will be on watch for confirmation today. OSTX.
OCEA, Ocean Biomedical, expands into energy and digital asset
We'll have to close
sectors.
over.
That's
let's
Oscar
see.
Charlie Echo Alpha. Shares popping here. Penny stock
198
up
and
about
230. Cluster of resistance
50%
for
now.
OSTX.
Oscar
setting
Charlie
alerts.
Echo Alpha.
OSTX. IBIO.
IBIO getting a
OSTX.
pop. IBIO testing highs.
IBIO. Gels.
And seeing low volume on OSTX into a cluster of resistance. We'll sit back on OSTX watching that one for a possible trade. It does have news this morning. News is in chat for OSTX. Waiting for volume to confirm this move. OSTX has low volume. Volume is
Gels.
picking
Major
up,
red
hitting
flag
highs
spotted.
184. No position for myself at this time. We'll remain patient. And it's not always easy, guys. A lot of times these scanners are just firing off. Some days that they're firing off more than others. And that being said, it's tough, as a trader to sit here and listen to so many tickers, screaming at you but not taking the trade. So it's
Gels.
on us. The scanner will identify where's the value in the market. Our
Gels.
charts will identify where the entry is and the exit. And
Gels.
it's on us to be disciplined and
OBIO.
patient. So it's really a whole recipe for success here. Not always easy. But
West Northwest. Gels.
Major red flag
myself
spotted.
At this time, we'll remain patient. GELS getting a small pop after a spike to 614. Current price is 444. Has a ways to go before getting back to highs. Would be a bounce watch. Small pop on GELS. Note in chat for GELS getting a small pop here, seeing a bullish vertical trend. That is a red flag to our strategy, a BVT, bullish vertical trend. You can check out our website for information on our red flags, bullishboblive.com. We go over the 5 major red flags to our confirmation strategy. Very important to us. And no position for myself at this time.
OBIO.
IBIO getting a small pop around $1. We'll expect choppy price action. We'll put a note in chat. expect choppy price action. So anytime a stock starts under $1, I consider that to be a red flag. If it starts under $1 that day, that's going to be a concern of mine. So I expect choppy price action. Will mitigate risk by trading smaller size and will adjust my stop level, or can always choose to avoid. No position for myself at this time.
Slee.
DDC.
Ticker SCNX, getting a small pop. Charts in chat. That's SCNX. And news headline is in chat. That's SCNX. No position for myself at this time.
OCEA.
Penny stock OCEA testing near highs. That's OCEA testing near highs. Penny stock 7 cents is the high this morning. Too cheap for me, guys. Going to sit out. That's a penny stock moving here and testing highs. OCEA testing highs at 7 cents.
DGLY. DDC.
Gels.
OCEA, AGMH.
List of penny stocks there in chat that are getting a pop this morning. DTC, DGLY, OCEA, LITM, and PTN. Penny stocks moving this morning. List is in chat if you need it. No position for myself at this time. Really prefer stocks over $2, but we'll trade stocks typically whenever they start to gap over $1. No position for myself.
Hollow.
Benzinger market update. S&P futures up 36.75. The Dow futures up 287.
OBIO.
NASDAQ is up 143. Crude is up 84 cents at $63.25. Natural gas up 6 cents at $3.08. Gold is up 41.80 at 34.67.
Major red flag
OCEA.
spotted.
1335, 88,870. Gold hitting an all-time high earlier, 3509.90.
IBIO. DDC.
Ticker IBIO
DGLY.
testing $1. That's IBIO. 110 is the high for IBIO. Getting a small pop here. Watching. Will be high risk. If trading IBIO, we'll mitigate risk by trading smaller size. Watching here, IBIO. IBIO, penny stock moving just over $1 now and testing highs. Watching IBIO for a possible trade, testing near highs 110. Seeing a cluster of resistance above IBIO and resistance through $6. We'll expect choppy price action. As news this morning, watching for a possible trade here, IBIO. Will be high risk. We'll mitigate risk by trading smaller size and adjusting my mental stop level here in the pre-market session, or can always choose to avoid to retain my profit on the day. Watching here.
DGLY.
DGLY, penny stock moving. That's DGLY, really cheap penny stock here, around 3 cents.
OCEA.
WKSP, Worksport, exclusive to Benzinga. Worksport tells Benzinga Company grows
IBIO
dealer
getting a
network
pop with low
64%
volume.
in Q1
IBIO getting a pop with low volume
2025, says March
here. Testing highs
B2B
at
sales
110.
increased 70% on
Find
Zero.
it first
US
scanner
retail
alert.
for demand.
CERO, penny stock moving. CERO, penny. That's CERO getting a small pop here. And getting the chart in chat for CERO. Seeing a low volume pop, penny stock moving. Chart is in chat for CERO. Charts in chat if you need it. WKSP, seeing a small
GMPX,
pop.
Gemprex
WKSP
announcing research
with low
collaborators
volume. That's
abstract
WKSP
published
getting
in
the chart
Cancer
chat.
Research Supplement Proceedings, Golf November Papa X-ray, GNPX.
WKSP charts in chat. Feel free to
CERO,
compare your
Zero
levels to mine on
Therapeutics
Find it
announcing
first
WKSP.
scanner
$1
alert.
million Series D financing. Charlie Echo Romeo Oscar.
WKSP getting a small pop here with low
OPTX,
volume.
Syntex Optics announcing
And seeing news this
$5.2
morning,
million
showing this
in new
headline
orders
chat.
for defense night vision goggle optics. That's Oscar Papa Tango X-ray, OPTX.
WKSP getting a pop following news this morning. That's WKSP. News is in chat for WKSP.
OCEA. Gels.
Ticker OPTX charts in chat and news coming in chat now. OPTX.
West
OPTX
Northwest.
charts in chat and news is in chat as well for OPTX. Seeing very low volume, no position for myself at the time. No positions. WKSP got a pop following news this morning. We'll see if volume will arrive here shortly. No position for myself. CYCU, another penny stock hitting our scanner. CYCU. CYCU charts in chat.
OPTX on light volume, very light volume, almost no volume.
And
$1.39 now, up 15 cents
Getting
on
pop here.
that.
Gels continues to pop.
News from the
GELS
company.
continues to pop here. And this is a curl after a gap up and fading back off. Hit a high this morning of 614 for Gels, GELS. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient for my setup. And my number one rule, guys, is no volume, no trade. So if any of these stocks hit our scanner and have news but then lack the volume, it is untradeable for me. So we'll stick to the rules that keep me consistent. Number one rule for me, no volume equals no trade.
Find it first
OPTX.
scanner alert.
Ticker OPTX is now getting a small pop. That's OPTX. And again, seeing very low volume. Again, no volume, no trade. OPTX getting a pop with low volume tends to come with those wide spreads. Doesn't mean it won't continue, guys. Just means it's too risky for me to take a trade, especially with any real size. So we'd have to trade very small size, and it's just not worth it for me. Looking to retain my daily profit and my weekly profit. OPTX is on watch for a possible trade. Would like to see the volume pick up some here. That's ticker OPTX. And we'll put a note in chat. OPTX will be on watch for continuation today. We'll have to close over 172 and 174, putting a key level in chat. OPTX is worth watching. Close over, let's see, 167 and 174. A cluster of resistance. Notes in chat. Make sure to set your alerts below key levels. OPTX will be on watch today for continuation. So all we're looking for now is a close over our key level paired with volume on OPTX.
Gels.
Major red flag spotted.
OBIO.
And no position for myself at this time. We'll remain patient for my setup. We'll remain patient for volume. It is 8:19, about to be 8:20 a.m. Eastern time. Guys, for those listening in on YouTube Live, thank you for joining in. Guys, we are doing this again this week,
OPTX.
last week, and had a good response to it, so we're doing it again this week. If this is something that you like, just let us know in the comments. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with your fellow traders. The point of this is to really just allow everyone into our world of low float trading and how we navigate through this world.
IBIO.
WHLR getting a pop. WHLR hitting our scanners. So first thing, our scanners will identify where's the value in the market, and we have indicators of
WHLR.
entry and exit. Setting the chart now. WHLR getting a pop. WHLR charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine on WHLR. Not seeing any news at this time for WHLR. Seeing a micro float.
Find it for scanner
WHLR.
alert.
WHLR is a micro float. WHLR showing a 204,000 share float. Will move quickly both up and down with very little volume. Just keep this in mind. So we'll mitigate risk.
Micro float detected.
WHLR.
WHLR hitting highs 132. Now 133. with low
WHLR.
Volume. Volume is picking up. That's WHLR. Micro float moving into highs 133.
WHLR. WHLR.
Price looks to be extended. Doesn't mean it won't continue. We're still seeing low volume here, so we may get a volume spike.
WHLR.
WHLR.
WHLR. WHLR. WHLR.
We'll sit out for the moment. We'll look for a better setup.
WHLR.
WHLR is a micro float. Could squeeze very quickly. Testing highs 135 for WHLR. 30 seconds on this candle. Volume is picking up. WHLR seeing higher volume now. Testing highs 135 on WHLR. 20 seconds on this candle.
WHLR.
Will be high risk.
WHLR.
I will mitigate risk by trading smaller size.
Gels.
No exceptions.
West Northwest.
WHLR. WHLR.
WHLR getting a pop, testing highs 135. No position for myself at this time. Watching WHLR. Will mitigate risk by trading smaller size and keeping a tight mental stop loss if trading. Testing highs at 135 and looks to be extended. Could use a breather candle here before continuing. We'll sit out for the moment. WHLR is a micro float, so if it starts to get volume, could really move quickly both up and down. We'll keep that in mind. WHLR testing highs 135 is on watch for continuation here. That's WHLR testing highs 135. Still seeing very low volume, about 10,000 shares on this candle.
OBIO.
Major
build
red
in a
flag
large order,
spotted.
guys. That is my concern. So if you're trading, a few thousand shares, if you're trading 5,000, 10,000 shares, of course we are going to need volume. So again, my number one rule is
ONCO.
no volume equals no trade. No exceptions to that rule. If trading with low volume, of course, we can mitigate risk by trading very small size and tighten up the stop loss, or can always choose to avoid. For me, guys, I'm in the green this morning thanks to WNW and green on the week and looking to protect my profit and carry over my cushion into my next trade. WHLR pulling back. That's the breather we're looking for. 134 resistance now. Close above 134 is on watch. ONCO, another penny stock. That's ONCO, another penny stock. And whenever the market is kind of dry, we see these penny stocks start to get popular. And it's not really my style of trading. WHLR is now testing resistance 134. Close above 134 is worth watching on WHLR. Will be a high-risk type of setup. Watching WHLR for a possible trade here. And no position for myself. WHLR is on watch. Still seeing low volume. Volume's picking up here, though. WHLR watching here for a possible trade.
WHLR.
We'll trade smaller size of trade.
WHLR. WHLR.
In WHLR, small size. In small size
WHLR.
risk. Again, cannot stress that enough. WHLR.
WHLR. WHLR.
Holding a small lotto, WHLR. Taking profit as we break highs here. There we go, out 50%. And taking more, out 75%. WHLR out 75%.
WHLR. WHLR. WHLR.
WHLR.
WHLR. WHLR. WHLR.
Out 90%.
WHLR. WHLR.
WHLR. Highs out 90%.
WHLR.
Profit. Now we'll hold a lotto, very high risk type of setup. WHLR. And price is extended at $1.50.
OBIO.
Out 90%. WHLR. And green on WHLR, green on WNW this morning, looking to protect my profit. Still holding WHLR.
Halt scanner alert.
And pulling back here. And all out on this candle, all out.
NVDA.
So quick scalp, in, out, green, WHLR, locked in my profit. No position for myself at this time. All out of all positions. WHLR is still on watch here, though. It is above support, but this is a high-risk type of setup, so happy to secure my profit all out. Happy with profit made, WHLR. Still watching here for a possible trade. So far this morning, quick scalps working out for me, guys, but small trades, yes, they will add up. Small wins will add up, but they can be washed out with a large loss. So the last thing I want to do is overtrade or oversize. I want to make sure I'm focused in on my strategy and focused in on the rules set in place to keep me consistent.
Major red flag spotted.
WHLR is pulling back now under support 134. It has to stay above that 134. And keep in mind, we have filled the gap to the $half test of 150 for WHLR. No position for myself at this time. Ticker GELS. That's GELS. Getting a small pop here, just over $5. The high today was $6.14. Would like to see it over $6 and $6.43 for confirmation and continuation. Alert set for GELS. Close over $5.96, $6 and $6.43 for confirmation today.
Hollow.
Seeing a small pop with low volume, HOLO, small pop. And seeing low volume on HOLO. No position for myself at this time. Will remain patient. Green on the day, thanks to WNW and WHLR, looking to protect that profit and carry it over into my next trade. Gels was a really impressive move this morning, guys. And you know, I missed out on the bulk of that move. I'm actually red on Gels, and which is crazy to hear, right? To see a stock up 500% but yet be red on it. It's frustrating, right? But that's normal, guys. What the fact of the matter is, by the
major
time
red
it started
flag
trading,
spotted.
it's already up 500%. So, you know, I was catching the back end of that move.
BHC.
That's what I mentioned when I first got into chat this morning, is that if I'm trading Gels, I've got to mitigate risk. I've got to
major red flag spotted.
I've got to adjust my size, tighten up the stop loss, and the reason for it, again, it's already exhausted. I'm not sure where these stocks will go. We don't know. We can't predict if it's going to go up 100%, 200%, 500%, 1,000%. We can't predict that. But our indicators are aiding us in entry and exit, and I can see Gels was a really nice setup for anyone who was trading with the 1-minute Bullish Pivot Pro early this morning. But the bulk of that move happened very early on. So missed out on that one, guys. So I'm actually red on Gels, which is surprising to say for some, but for me it's pretty normal, right? So adjusting my size, taking a small loss, mitigating that risk, and sticking to my rules so I keep it small is so very important. But now at this point, I am green on the day thanks to WHLR and WNW, looking for my next trade and carrying over my cushion into that trade.
Coming up at 8:55, Red Book retail sales at 9 Feds Jefferson, 9:30 Feds Harker, at 10 the Richmond Manufacturing Index for April.
OBIO.
QUBT, Quantum Computing, secures sale of reservoir computer to a major automotive manufacturer. That's Quebec Uniform Bravo Tango, QUBT.
Ticker TIVC headlines in chat for TIVC. Getting a chart in chat just in case we start to get volume. TIVC. TIVC charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine on TIVC. Getting a pop now following that news. Small pop.
TIVC, Tivic Health reports
TIVC.
Find it for
TIVC.
scanner alert.
Secure positive interest in potential military and defense
TIVC.
of its product.
TIVC spiking to highs 530 following news. News is in chat. Charts in chat.
Microflow
TIVC.
detected.
TIVC.
Microflow.
TIVC.
TIVC microflow getting a pop on our scanners. That's TIVC.
Find it for scanner alert.
BNZI another stock hitting the scanners here.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC new high 735, spiking the highs there with seeing lower.
Shares of
bars.
Tivic Health popping
TIVC.
here, spiking
TIVC.
here, $7.35, up more
TIVC.
than
TIVC.
100% already.
TIVC.
On that
TIVC.
press release. That's Tango India Victor Charlie.
BNZI charts in chat.
QUBT, Quantum Computing, also
TIVC.
popping here,
Chart is in chat.
$6.14 on that sale.
TIVC.
of a
TIVC.
computer to a major
TIVC.
automotive.
BNZI news
company.
is in chat as well for BNZI. And we'll put some key levels in chat.
BCBP, BCB Bancorp reporting a net loss of $8.3 million. That's
BNZI
Bravo
will
Charlie
close
Bravo.
Major
Papa.
red flag spotted.
154, 160, and 181. Cluster of resistance for BNZI.
INBS, Intelligent Bio Solutions, expands in Latin America.
TIVC is testing highs 1028. Will be
In
on watch for
Spanish
confirmation.
language with Latin American Spanish language integration into drug screening system. India
TIVC
November
will
Bravo
have to close
Sandy,
over. Let's see,
INBS.
recent highs 1028. We'll have to close over.
WETO,
1105.
WeBus, announcing strategic
TIVC.
expansion
Major red
into
flag
Japan
spotted.
with the Osaka subsidiary. That's
1105
Whiskey Echo
and-
Tango Oscar. WETO.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
Let's see, 1216. Cluster of resistance here,
West
guys.
Northwest.
Major red
WBY,
flag
WeBuy,
spotted.
reporting their
TIVC.
full year 2024 results, achieves first ever
TIVC.
profit. That's
TIVC.
WBY, Whiskey Bravo Uniform Yankee.
That's TIVC.
TIVC.
Testing highs 1028. Ticker TIVC. Microfloat is on watch. TIVC. We'll have to adjust my size and stop level of trading. TIVC
Civic
watching
Health,
here for a possible
shares
trade. Resistance at 10.
Continuing off the
20
highs
and
now,
10.79.
$8.90. Hit a high of
Watching TIVC for a
$10.28
possible trade here.
on
Price
that
is extended. Doesn't
report
mean
of the
won't
meeting
continue.
with the
This is
White
a
House.
Microflow will move quickly both up and down. TIVC watching here for a possible trade.
TIVC.
Major red flag
TIVC.
spotted.
TIVC testing highs.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC testing resistance.
Gels.
TIVC. Watching here for a possible trade on TIVC. Charts are in chat, and news is in chat as well. TIVC first alerted on our scanners at $4.50, hitting highs at 10.28. Impressive move, TIVC. Watching here for a possible trade, and we'll mitigate risk by trading smaller size of trading TIVC.
TIVC.
Major red flag
TIVC
spotted.
$10.57 now.
TIVC.
In TIVC, small size, very high risk here, guys. Under
TIVC.
955 will stop out.
TIVC.
Major red flag
Taking some
spotted.
profit.
TIVC.
Out 50%. TIVC out 50%.
TIVC.
Getting a small pop here. New highs 1090. Out 50%.
TIVC.
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 And finger on the sell hotkey, testing a cluster of resistance here and struggling. All out. TIVC all out. Back out. TIVC. So flat on this trade. Small win. And gave back some profit on the remaining shares.
Volume
All
on
out,
Tivic now
TIVC.
increasing.
Flat. And watching here for a possible trade will be high risk. Seeing a cluster of resistance on TIVC all the way through 1080 and 1105. So expecting choppy price action. Key levels are out today. 1105 is the key level to close above. If we close over 1105, it's on watch for continuation. Can set alerts below 1105. That's TIVC. Watching here for possible setup.
Major red flag spotted.
And no position for myself at this time.
West Northwest.
Major red flag spotted.
Ticker MTVA has news this morning. MTVA getting a chart in chat for our team.
TIVC.
Major red flag
TIVC.
spotted.
And no position for myself at this time.
OBIO.
MTVA charts in chat. Feel free to compare your levels to mine. And alerts set at our key levels. Key levels are listed in our squeeze potential channel here in Discord. All key levels are listed before that move happens. Looking for a close over the key level on the 1 minute chart to confirm that level. That level should act as support soon after. And if not, then that's where I cut my loss. So no position for myself.
TIVC.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC is on watch. TIVC is on watch here. Like to see it back over 959 before getting in. Will be high risk. Very high risk here. TIVC will trade smaller size if trading. Watching TIVC for a possible trade here. TIVC is on watch. Watching TIVC here for a possible trade.
TIVC. TIVC.
30 seconds on this candle for TIVC. Watching. Want to see it close back above resistance. We've got a cluster of resistance here from 959 through 1105. Expecting choppy price action. Watching TIVC micro flow for a possible trade. I'm flat on TIVC this morning. Small green, small red. And washing out each other. Just a flat trade there.
IBIO.
TIVC is still on watch here. Watching TIVC will be high risk. And will mitigate risk by trading smaller size if trading TIVC. Watching here for a possible trade. No position for myself. And watching for continuation here. Would like to see it over resistance. We have gapped up. The high today is 1090. We have a resistance level at 1080 and $11 and 1105 cluster of resistance. Watching TIVC for a possible trade will be high risk.
IBI TIVC
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC getting a pop now.
TIVC TIVC
In TIVC, small size. We'll
TIVC
take a lotto here. Very high risk.
TIVC.
TIVC.
TIVC TIVC
TIVC getting a pop now.
TIVC
Holding TIVC. Holding.
TIVC TIVC
Like to see that we stay above 964, getting a pop now. And taking some profit, out 50%. TIVC out 50%. Quick scalp.
TIVC
Major red flag
TIVC
spotted.
50%. Just over 4%
TIVC.
on this trade. That's TIVC.
TIVC TIVC
TIVC getting a pop here and hitting highs 10.
TIVC 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 TIVC
Major red flag spotted.
And
TIVC.
now TIVC taking more
TIVC.
profit. There we go.
TIVC.
90%, guys. TIVC.
TIVC TIVC
And 15% TIVC.
TIVC
Out
TIVC.
90%, TIVC out 90%.
TIVC
That's TIVC out 90%. 20% on this trade. If you're green, not a bad idea to lock in profit. Taking more profit. Out 95%. TIVC out 95%. And profit protection mode is on. And still holding a small lotto here, guys, out 95%. This is high risk. But this is also on watch.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
Here, so we'll be very windy.
TIVC
Major red flag spotted.
See it. Will remain green out 95%.
TIVC 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 West Northwest
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC
Nice, JD. Way to go.
TIVC
Thank you, JD. Appreciate your time this morning. Hope you have a
MTVA.
great day. MTVA is hitting highs 80 cents. Still holding on TIVC. If you're green, not a bad idea to lock in profit. Would like to see it close now over 12.50. We have filled the
OBIO.
gap to 12.50. That's a $0.50 test. Thank you, JD. I appreciate that. Still holding TIVC, still holding. If you're green, not a bad idea to lock in some profit. TIVC still holding. And it's still green. And took this trade around $10.
Major red flag
TIVC
spotted.
Over
TIVC
$3 per share
TIVC
on TIVC.
TIVC.
Just around $3 per share.
TIVC
TIVC spiking here now $13. Continuing. This is what we want
TIVC.
to see. This is that squeeze momentum that we love. That's TIVC continuing here. Hitting highs $13. Testing resistance at $12.92 and $13. Price is extended. Doesn't mean it won't continue. However, it is extended. TIVC testing highs. That's TIVC testing highs at $13. TIVC.
TIVC TIVC
And
TIVC
TIVC testing below highs $13.
TIVC TIVC
IBIO.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
Still green on TIVC. If you're green, not a bad idea to lock in profit. 30% top of this move, 30%.
IBIO. IBIO.
Ticker IBIO getting a small
IBIO.
pop.
IBIO.
TIVC squeezing the highs, 1321.
IBIO. IBIO.
TIVC, Civic Health
1321.
1321 now.
TIVC.
Up 30%.
IBIO.
TIVC
IBIO. IBIO.
plus 30%
Shows
on
up
TIVC.
more than 300%.
IBIO.
IBIO getting a pop now. IBIO
IBIO.
getting a pop. IBIO getting a pop now.
TIVC. IBIO.
TIVC is
IBIO.
pulling back here.
TIVC.
All out.
IBIO.
TIVC all out for the moment. All out.
IBIO. TIVC.
Gels.
IBIO.
And happy with my profit.
IBIO.
Still watching TIVC.
TIVC.
Major red flag
IBIO.
spotted.
TIVC is still bullish here until we start to close under support. But I'm all out of my position, locked in profit. TIVC will look for another entry or we'll secure profit. Profit protection mode is on. New key level will be $13 for TIVC. Set your alerts, $13. We'll now have to close over $13 for TIVC. Key levels out. This was in our key level channel this morning at 11:05. Hitting highs now 1321 and pulling back. That's TIVC. No position for myself. All out. Ticker IBIO getting a pop and testing highs now 110. We have resistance at 110. Next would be 116. That's on the confirmation support resistance.
IBIO. IBIO.
IBIO new highs
IBIO.
111. And this indicator, guys, is going to automatically plot those
TIVC.
historic,
Major red flag spotted.
resistance lines. As those resistance lines, as we close above, those are going to act as support. Right now, new highs 117, so gapping through those gaps. 110 to 116 gap has filled. Next gap is between 119 and 123. We can see this on the confirmation support and resistance indicator. IBIO is hitting resistance at 117, 119, and
IBIO.
123, a cluster of resistance. It looks to be
IBIO.
extended. Doesn't mean it won't continue. I'm
IBIO.
seeing volume come into IBIO, getting a pop into highs and resistance.
TIVC.
TIVC
TIVC.
getting a pop again. That's
TIVC.
TIVC. Testing resistance. TIVC would like to see it over
TIVC.
13. TIVC, I would like to see it close over $13 for confirmation of that level. We'll then have to hold 13. Will be high risk. That's TIVC, currently up 250% on the day for TIVC. I have taken profit on TIVC, taken profit WHLR and WNW, and have a couple red trades this morning as well. Gels is one of those stocks that was up 500% by the time I was trading it, so it was mitigating risk by trading smaller size to compensate for that risk, and sure enough, I'm glad I did because Gels, I am red on the day today. So many traders trading early pre-market this morning, you may be green. I'm red on Gels, but green elsewhere, and happy to say profit protection mode is on. No position for myself back here in 2 minutes. Ticker TIVC is testing resistance around
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
21. Micro float TIVC testing near highs, 1321. Ticker IBIO getting a small pop and testing near highs as well. 117 is the high. That's IBIO. No position for myself. Seeing resistance from 110 to 119. Cluster
TIVC.
resistance for IBIO. Testing
IBIO.
resistance.
Major
now.
red flag spotted.
TIVC. 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 TIVC.
Watching ticker TIVC for a possible trade. Would like to see it over $13. That's TIVC.
CVX, Chevron CEO Worth says reaction to trade issues has led to expectation of reduced oil demand. That on CNBC.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
Watching ticker TIVC here for a possible trade. I am green on TIVC.
TIVC.
Pushing into my next trade. TIVC. Is on watch. Watching TIVC here.
IBIO.
TIVC. 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 TIVC.
Getting a pop here. Showing a 10-second pivot.
TIVC.
New highs 1345 for TIVC.
TIVC.
Spiking.
TIVC.
$13.50 half-dollar resistance above
TIVC.
$13.50. Needs to close over $13. Has
TIVC.
not closed over $13 yet.
TIVC.
Testing $13
TIVC.
now. That's TIVC. No position.
TIVC.
Would like to see it close over $13.
TIVC.
We have confirmed that level. Or excuse me, fill the gap to
TIVC.
13. Now looking for a close over
MTVA.
13. To fill the
TIVC.
gap 13 to 13.50. Half and whole on TIVC. No position for myself at this time. This is a micro float showing a 496,000 share float.
TIVC.
On TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
And watching for a possible trade here. Want to see it close over resistance first. MTVA hitting highs 89 cents. That's MTVA.
Guru.
Hitting a small pop following news this morning, hitting highs at 89 cents and seeing low volume there. Not too concerned with the lower volume moves just yet. We'll wait for volume to arrive. Number one rule for me, guys, no volume, no trade.
Gels.
Seeing ticker TIVC pulling back from highs 1345. That was a false break of our key level. So sticking to the strategy is helping us avoid this loss on TIVC. I am green on the day. TIVC, WHLR,
BURU,
and
Nubaru
green on
secured
all three of the
funding
stocks. Red on OBIO. And
to
GELS.
eliminate outstanding
Multiple trades this
payables,
morning.
paving the
Green
way
on
for
the day.
strategic
Profit
acquisitions in
protection
defense and
mode is on.
security market.
Looking
That's
to
proper
protect their
uniform,
profits
Romeo
when they
uniform.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC.
Ticker TIVC testing resistance. Watching for a possible
OBIO.
trade on TIVC. Would like to see it close over $13. Keep in mind we
TIVC.
have just about filled the gap to the $half resistance at $13.50. The high today for TIVC is $13.45. TIVC showing a micro float, 496,000 share float on our trade ideas scanners.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
Redbook U.S. retail sales plus 7.4% for the week ending April 19th versus a year ago. For the first 2 weeks of April, plus 7% versus April a year ago. That's Redbook U.S. retail sales.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
Seeing TIVC pulling back from highs. The high this morning, 13.45. Current price is 11.51. I do have alerts set at our key levels. Key levels listed in our squeeze potential channel in Discord. TIVC was listed in this channel early this morning and did close over that confirmation key level and continued to hit highs. 13.45. Now watching for a close over $13 for a move to 13.50. Close over 13.50 for a move to
TIVC.
Major red
half
flag
full
spotted.
above $13. That's TIVC. No position for myself at this time. Green on the day and looking to protect my profit.
Gels.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
IBIO.
Ticker TIVC was first alerted on our Find It First scanner at $4.50, hitting highs at $13.45. Impressive move there for TIVC, about $9 per share, and very impressive move there. Caught some of that move on TIVC, not the full move. It's not always easy, guys, to catch the full move, right? It's hard to predict where it's going to go, where it's going to reverse. We have indicators that will be dynamically changing on the fly here. So as we see the price action volume shifting, so will our indicators. So it's going to aid us in entry and exit. All of our indicators are found at bullishboblive.com. These
West
are toolkits
Northwest.
that we built in-house that are customized for the style of trading that we're doing here. So number one, the first thing that we always build into our strategies is going to be risk mitigation. That's number one. These are low float stocks. We're expecting choppy price action. And if you've taken losses before, like I have, it can become very frustrating. So the whole point of building these indicators is, number one, to focus on risk mitigation. And of course, after that, it's going to be
TIVC.
Major red flag
So
spotted.
risk mitigation, we have our pivot zones, we have our trend zones. So whenever we are above those zones, we know it's bullish momentum. If we start to trend below those zones, it is bearish momentum. There's no exceptions to the rule. Below a pivot zone is bearish. Above a pivot zone is bullish. And below the pivot zone is bearish. Very simple strategy to follow here. So the indicator will plot those pivot zones on the chart for us, looking for a candle to close over the pivot zone to show us bullish momentum. That's where my entry will be, and my stop loss will be set just below that pivot zone. Mental stops here in the pre-market session, and can carry hard stops depending on their size of your order during the regular market session as well. So want to focus again on risk mitigation when trading these low float stocks. No position for myself, guys, listing in on YouTube Live. Thanks for joining in, guys. We're going to be live this week until Friday. This is something that we do every day in our Discord with no delay. So if you want to get in on that, you can visit bullishboblive.com. In Discord, I start trading around 7 a.m. Eastern time. Here on YouTube, I start anywhere from 7:30 to 8 a.m. Eastern time. And we'll be running this live YouTube pre-market show until Friday, till the end of the week. Next week, we will continue with our Discord as normal. So visit bullishboblive.com if you want to get in on that.
Major
And
red
we do have
flag
a lot of
spotted.
resources over there too, guys. So it's not just about signing up for our memberships. We do have a free Discord membership as well, so you can join in there and get
PLTR,
alerts and
Palantir,
updates.
moving
But also
here
our website is
to
full
the
of great resources
pre-market
for
high,
momentum
Papa Lima
trading. This
Tango
is what I
Romeo,
specialize in,
PLTR.
guys. This is what I teach, and so I want to make sure that everyone is well aware of why we're trading, what we're trading, when we're trading it. So very important. But no position for myself at this time. Green on the day. Profit protection mode is on. That's PPM. You might see some of our traders say PPM. That is profit protection mode. That means we're hitting daily goals or weekly goals, and we're looking to protect profit. So our strategy is shifting from looking for entries to instead looking to secure.
SUNE Sun Nation
retain
signs
that
letter of
profit.
intent
So
with
very
Energy
important
Systems
shift
Group to
there.
construct 2.35 megawatt DC of solar projects at 2 prominent school districts on Long Island. That's Sandy Uniform November Echo. SUNE.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
Seeing a small pop on ticker BZAI. We'll get a chart in chat for BZAI. OBLG getting a pop. OBLG getting a small pop on ticker OBLG. Getting a chart in OBLG. Showing a microflow on TradingView. We'll see if that is accurate. Showing a microflow on Trade Ideas as well. That's OBLG. Another microflow here, guys.
BA
OBLG.
Boeing to sell portions of Digital
Microflow
Aviation
charts in
Solutions to
chat,
Thoma Bravo
OBLG.
for $10.55 billion. That's Bravo Alpha. Shares of
on
Boeing
OBLG,
popping on that
share,
news.
Stock buyback program here for OBLG. Buyback program getting a small pop following that news with low volume.
Boeing
Find
hitting
your first
scanner alert.
$162 at the high.
And spiking. So getting the news and the chart alert there before that move ever happens on OBLG now spiking.
Microfloat
OBLG.
detected.
OBLG.
OBLG.
Boeing
spiking
says
now.
sale.
OBLG.
strengthens
OBLG.
capital structure, allows,
OBLG.
focus on core
OBLG.
business.
OBLG. OBLG.
That's BA Boeing.
OBLG. OBLG. OBLG.
Major red flag spotted.
455 and 510 key levels for
OBLG.
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 Now
OBLG.
new highs 520 now $6.
OBLG.
What a move.
OBLG.
330 first alerted price.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
OBLG.
The news
OBLG.
BB
OBLG.
BlackBerry earns
OBLG.
FedRAMP high authorization for crisis
OBLG.
communication software.
OBLG. OBLG. OBLG.
That's Bravo BB.
That's OBLG spiking now 603 following news this morning. Share buyback program. No position for myself at this time.
OBLG.
microfloat is on watch for
OBLG.
continuation.
OBLG.
Confirmation here.
OBLG. OBLG.
We are
VZ
extended. Doesn't
Verizon
mean it won't continue,
executive.
but we are extended here. Seeing resistance
OBLG.
at $6, then
OBLG.
$6.26 and $6.38.
OBLG. OBLG. OBLG.
Says we will not
OBLG.
cover any
OBLG.
enormous
Testing highs at 603.
increase
OBLG.
on
Major red
tariffs
flag
on
spotted.
handset that's ultimately going to
OBLG.
hit the consumer.
Seeing
OBLG.
bullish in the
Major red
market.
flag spotted.
Myself at this time.
OBLG.
Seeing a bullish vertical trend. Notes in chat.
That's VZ.
TIVC. IBIO.
OBLG, nice move
Bitcoin
off the
related
scanner, guys. Hit our
stocks
scanner at
popping here.
330 for the price. OBLG. you can see the
Bitcoin
scanner
near the
in,
highs.
The scanner window here.
Shares of Boeing
And 330 first alert.
continuing to pop here now. $163.
First alert was 330 for OBLG. Hit a high of 603. Very quick move there for this micro float with news.
Continuing to pop
OBLG.
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 163.68.
OBLG. OBLG.
Watching
OBLG.
for a
OBLG.
positive trade.
OBLG.
is on watch.
OBLG.
Watching test resistance at
OBLG.
$6
OBLG. 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 OBLG.
And back out. on that candle,
ETSY
guys, back
Etsy in
out.
a
Watching
filing
here.
says it's
OBLG,
selling its
watching.
Reverb Holdings to
We'll trade
Reverb
smaller size. This is very high risk.
Intermediate
So until we
Mediate
cool
Co.
off here, we'll trade lotto
LLC.
size at
That's
best for
Echo Tango
OBLG.
Sandy
Watching.
Yankee. ETSY.
OBIO.
Seeing a bullish vertical trend. Watching.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
and sitting out for the moment, watching OBLG.
BABA, Alibaba
Testing a
hitting new
support.
highs,
Would like to see it
popping
hold
here,
this support. No position for
115.10.
myself. Want to see it stay over $6.
OBLG.
Major
No
red flag
position.
spotted.
And can see it pulling back.
Shares
sharply.
up about
This is where we're
$5
expecting
now.
Choppy price action. Watching OBLG for a possible trade. We'll keep this on watch throughout the day today. The high today 687.
That's Bravo Alpha,
674
Bravo
is right
Alpha.
now our key level. Close over. Let's see, 674. And $7 and 728 cluster of resistance. So we'll expect choppy price action on this micro float. That's OBLG. No position for myself. Setting alerts below key levels. Key level today 674, $7 and 720. The high today 687.
TIVC.
Major red
Glad to
flag
be out of
spotted.
the way. OBLG pulling back from high 687, now 445. This is that sharp move and choppy price action that we're
TIVC.
expecting. No position for
OBLG.
myself.
Major red
At
flag
this time,
spotted.
we'll sit out for the
PACB,
moment.
Davos
And took a
Alzheimer's
small loss there.
Collaborative
OBLG
selects
mitigate
Pac
risk
Bio
by
as
taking
technology
a smaller
partner for
size.
global
And the reason
project
for
to
it, again,
advance
guys, just seeing those red flags
Alzheimer's
before
research
taking
in
that
North
trade
Africa.
was a bullish
That's
vertical
Papa
trend
Alpha Charlie
and a
Bravo,
cluster of resistance.
PACB.
These are red flags to my strategy.
OBLG.
Major red flag spotted.
Now, one thing I want to point out, guys, and this is something that
TIVC.
Major red
the
flag
beginning
spotted.
years of my trading, I didn't really understand. But OBLG, if you're a beginner trader, this is something that you might want to mark down. But OBLG, just because it gave this pop and then a soon drop after, doesn't mean that it's not a high quality setup later, right? So we want to make sure that we're setting alerts below key levels. So major if, there's conditional statements here. So if OBLG can get above its
OBLG.
resistance it's gapped up to, which is 674. If we can close over 674, we can watch for continuation and squeeze momentum. At that point, shorts will be getting squeezed out of their position and will start to add to the buying power there.
TIVC.
Major
which is
red
really
flag
gonna make this
spotted.
Squeeze up. So OBLG, yes, it's a pop and drop, but it isn't a low-quality
OBLG,
type of
oblong
setup
shares pulling back
just
now,
yet.
hit a high of
So if we can close
687
over,
on that
again,
share
major
buyback
if,
announcement now
over
at
674,
$4.16.
$7 and
Ask the
720,
Bravo
a
McGough.
cluster of resistance, then it will be a high quality type of setup. Now, one thing I'd like to keep in mind, we do have an 18%, almost a 19% pullback candle. That's a large pullback candle. So that is something I want to factor in. We can see that on the trend IQ. We also know this is a micro float. We have a cluster of resistance above. So there's a few factors here letting us know beforehand, before we ever take the trade, that we might want to mitigate risk by taking a smaller size, adjusting our size and adjusting our stop levels before trading, right? So the conditions that we're seeing on this chart before we trade is very important. That's what's helping me mitigate risk. So even though OBLG is a pop and drop,
TIVC.
Major red
and it
flag
looks like it's
spotted.
nasty, a lot of times in previous years, I
TIVC.
would dismiss that chart, look elsewhere, and look for whatever the scanner's alerts on later. That's okay, but what I always recommend our traders do is set your alerts. TradingView is really great about just setting an alert. You can right-click anywhere on the chart and set an alert. I set an alert right below our key level. That way, as we approach that key level, I can then pull up the
IBIO.
chart after I get the alert and assess the conditions. And that's, again, what our indicators
TIVC.
Major red
So
flag
instantly
spotted.
Our indicators are assessing what type of conditions are we seeing? Is it high quality? Or
Shares
is
of
it low
NVIDIA now at
quality? Pause. Let's
98.36.
pause here for a second. So whenever we see high quality type of setups, I can trade more aggressive. If it's listed as a lower quality type of setup, I can choose to mitigate risk by trading a smaller size, or I can choose to avoid that setup altogether. Of course, there will always be another setup around the corner, guys, whether it be today, tomorrow, the next day. There will always be another setup around the corner. So the last thing we want to do is sit there and continuously swing for the fence, swing for the fence, swing for the fence, right? Base hits will get you in the green and add up. However, small wins adding up can be washed out with
Major
large
red flag
loss.
spotted.
So if we start to slip up on our discipline or our patience, or start to come off the path of our rules, that's where we can get into trouble. That's when I get into trouble. So me, guys, OBLG,
West
yes,
Northwest.
it's a pop and drop. Yes, I lost on it. It would have been a nice trade if I took it off the scanners, right? I did not take it off the scanners. I was getting information out, but for whatever reason did not take it. That's okay. Missed out on the initial move, took a back-end type of trade, knew it was high risk, mitigate risk by trading smaller size, trading with a cushion made this morning, and gave back some profit. Again, completely fine. Stuck to the strategy. That's what's most important. That's going to keep me consistent. At this point, I want to set alerts below our key level. Key levels are listed in our squeeze potential channel here in Discord. You guys have access to this. That key level is $6.74, $7, and $7.20 for OBLG. That is a cluster of resistance. A cluster of resistance is basically just a number
Gels.
of
Major red
resistance
flag
levels just
spotted.
above the price that are going to be congested together and create choppy price action. So whenever I see, again, those conditions, I'm adjusting my size. So really, I'm just a risk assessor, right? I'm a day trader, sure, but I'm a risk assessor. I pull up the chart, I start to assess the risk, I mitigate the risk and decide on the size and stop level, or decide if it's not for me. And it's really a simple
TIVC.
approach,
Major
but
red
of course,
flag
in my
spotted.
beginning years of trading, it wasn't as simple as it is today. But if you guys have any questions, reach out, bullishboblive.com. And we are live Monday through Friday, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and usually finishing up around 10 a.m.
Ticker
TSLA.
TSLA. New highs.
TSLA.
Sometimes a little bit later,
TSLA.
sometimes earlier.
TSLA.
But no position for
TSLA.
myself at this time. Green on the day and looking to protect profit. Seeing Tesla getting a pop. Tesla TSLA getting a small pop in the pre-market here.
Find it first
SELW.
Major
scanner
red
alert.
flag spotted.
Ticker SFWL getting a pop. SFWL showing a 32 million share float on our trade idea scanners. Getting a chart in chat for our team. That is SFWL getting a pop here. SFWL seeing low volume on this pop. And can see that, again, our indicators, our volume histogram let us know, letting us know there is low volume there. News is in chat for SFWL. News is in chat if you need it. SFWL. And getting a small pop to highs 130. Again, low volume. Seeing that on the histogram there.
OBLG.
And seeing SFWL, a pop and drop again. My number one rule is no volume, no trade. So dodging a loss there on SFWL. And still worth watching if we can get some volume. At this time, no position for myself. All right, guys, we've got about 15 minutes until market open. 15 minutes. Green on the day. I'm green on TIVC, green on WHLR and WNW. I am red on GELS, OBIO, and OBLG. And green on the day, looking to protect that profit and not give it back. So some red trades, some green trades, and small wins adding up this morning, but will be washed out if I start to overtrade or oversize into a lower quality type of setup. So just want to be careful of that, guys. Want to be aware of my my rules.
TIVC.
Major
About
red
15
flag
minutes.
spotted.
For those listening in on YouTube Live, we'll be shutting it down around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. For those listening in our Discord Live, we will be live until about 10 a.m. roughly, and we'll be going over my trades here in the chat.
TNFA.
Find it for
TNFA.
scanner alert.
Ticker TNFA is a penny stock TNFA. Penny
IBIO.
stock moving TNFA. Seeing the chart for TNFA, charts in chat. Penny stock moving TNFA. Heading highs 21 cents. And seeing news this morning, we'll share the headline in chat. News headline is in chat for TNFA, hitting highs 21 cents. Penny stock moving. That's
TIVC.
TNFA.
Major
Volume.
red flag spotted.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
West Northwest.
Ticker OBLG getting a small pop. That's OBLG getting a small pop here.
TSLA.
OBLG.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC.
TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC.
Ticker TIVC getting a pop. TIVC
OBIO.
getting a pop here on
Gels.
TIVC. Small pop. The high today was 1345. Watching TIVC for a possible trade. That's ticker TIVC getting a small pop here. And testing resistance. For those trading with the 1-minute Bullish Pivot Pro, on the 10-second chart and time frame, I will be switching my settings over to quick trade settings during the regular market hours. During the pre-market hours, I have long trade settings. So I do switch that at pre-market, switch over into market open. So again, guys, on the 10-second chart, I will be changing over to quick trade settings on the Pivot Pro.
"10 minutes until market open. 10 minutes until market open."
That's right, guys. We've got 10 minutes here until market open. 10 minutes. No position for myself at this time. Green on the day, looking to protect my profit. And we'll be watching at market open for a possible trade. Watching TIVC. Number of stocks.
Major
trading this
red flag
morning, and
spotted.
I don't want to get caught over trading or oversizing, guys. So if I find myself feeling like I'm over trading, I will shut it down. I'm green on the day, green on the week, and looking to protect my profit. And a good start to the week so far. Last week was a little slow and stagnant. This week has been a little bit hotter. For those listening on YouTube, guys, thank you for joining in this morning. We'll be shutting it down at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we'll be live tomorrow again around 7:30 or 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And for those listening on Discord, I will be
Major
live
red flag
in our
spotted.
Discord live channel until I'm done trading, roughly around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But we'll be live again tomorrow at 7. But no position for myself at this time. We've got under 10 minutes until market open.
TIVC.
Watching ticker TIVC, getting a small pop here. Needs to stay above 1120.
OBLG.
Major red flag spotted.
Notes in chat, 1120 is support. Anything under 1120 is considered bearish momentum for TIVC.
TIVC.
Major red flag
TIVC
spotted.
getting a small pop here. That's TIVC getting a small pop. TIVC getting a pop now back to $12. That's TIVC $12 test. The high today is $13.45 for TIVC.
TIVC. TIVC.
TIVC testing $12, getting a pop here. TIVC.
TIVC.
Spike
TIVC.
Major red flag
12.39
spotted.
on TIVC 12.39 spike here.
TIVC.
Major
High
red
today,
flag spotted.
13.45. Would like to see it close over $13 and $13.50 for confirmation and continuation. TIVC, no position for myself. We'll sit out for the moment. And pulling back sharply from that spike there, 12.39, and pulling back about $1 per share. So pretty spready here, guys. The wide spreads between the bid and ask and the quick moves with that micro float will be tough to trade. We'll keep this in mind. We'll mitigate risk by trading smaller size and tighter stops if trading TIVC.
West-northwest. OBLG.
No position for myself at this time. No positions. Ticker TIVC is below support. Needs to get back above that support. So right now I would like to see it over $12 minimum before even considering. So TIVC struggling to get back over 12. No position for myself at this time. All right, guys, we've got 5 minutes here until market open. 5 minutes. We'll be shutting down our YouTube stream here shortly in just a few minutes, and Discord will continue. No position for myself at this time. Alert set. We've got our key levels listed in our squeeze potential channel. Key levels are listed as the level that I'm watching for a possible trade. So if we close over those key levels looking for confirmation and continuation, if we can't close over, then I'm not trading it. So TIVC watching.
IBIO. TIVC.
Major red flag spotted.
TIVC getting a pop back near $12. TIVC testing near $12. That's TIVC. Micro float getting a pop here. TIVC.
OBLG.
Major red flag spotted.
Find him for scanner alert.
Major red flag
scanners,
spotted.
that's ticker FMTO on the scanners. Showing a 3 million share float. FMTO getting a small pop with low volume. FMTO. Charts in chat. FMTO charts in chat for ticker FMTO. And I believe this is a reverse split or recent split here. Yeah, it is a 1 for 500 reverse split for FMTO. We'll put the news in chat. And this news came out on the 18th. Note in chat for the news that was on the 18th was a 1 for 500 reverse stock split. FMTO getting a pop here. And no position for myself. We'll watch TIVC at open. And 2 minutes until market open. Guys, on YouTube, thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. This is our pre-market show. We do a live
Major red flag
every day. I
spotted.
go over all of my trades. And not all of them will be green trades. There were some red trades today as well. But the goal is to mitigate risk and maximize profit as much as possible. So we're getting in green and out, holding a lotto in case we feel there's continuation. A couple nice trades this morning, equating to a nice win, and going to lock in that profit. We'll be shutting it down on YouTube, and we'll continue in our Discord. Guys, for listening on YouTube, we will be live tomorrow, starting around 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you there. And if you have any questions, reach out anytime, bullishboblive.com. Thanks, guys.